What's up, guys? Welcome back to Bible Fun with the Duns. Today we're studying Mark chapter 4. Let's get right in.
All right. Mark chapter number 4 is one of my favorite kind of chapters because it shows Jesus doing two things that I love. I love when Jesus tells stories, and I love when Jesus does miracles. Now, he starts out in this story talking about, it's called the parable of the soil or the parable of the seeds. Now, here's what happens. A farmer goes out to farm. And he has a big bag full of seeds, and he takes the seeds and he flings them out, and they land in different places. Now, the seeds are all the same, just like the gospel is the same for everybody. So everybody needs to hear that Jesus loves them, that he lived for them, he died for them, he was buried, and he rose again. That's the same for everybody. But what's different in this story is how different people react to the seeds. Okay, so the seeds fall on the hard ground, and it's like the path, and the birds come down. And what do the birds do?
They eat them.
They eat them. Okay, so do those seeds grow?
Nope.
Do the birds grow?
Yes.
Probably, but the seeds don't. Well, that's kind of like people who hear the gospel, but they go, I don't have time for that. Then there are the seeds that fall, and there's a little bit of soil, but underneath all that soil, there's just rocks, and there's nowhere for the roots to grow. So when the plant comes up and the sun comes out, what does the sun do to those plants?
Makes it shrivel away.
Shrivels up and dries them out, and they don't produce any fruit. Well, then there's seeds that fall among thorns, and the thorns grow up around the plants, and what do?
Choke them.
They choke them out. So a lot of people live their lives, and they say they kind of like the gospel, they like Jesus, but they care about money and houses and things and stuff and all sorts of worldly things. And that stuff chokes out their heart for Jesus. But then there's the seeds that fall on the good soil. What do those seeds do, Jeb?
They grow and grow and grow.
That's right. They grow and grow and grow, and they produce fruit. Now, John, what was your takeaway? Because I know it comes from that spot.
So my takeaway is that we want to be like the seed on the good soil. We want to place our roots in God and just grow and grow and grow and revolve around Him.
That's right. What are some things that we could do to help us put our roots in God? What are some things we could do today, Jeb?
We could place faith in Him.
Ooh.
Read the Bible.
Yeah.
We could go to church.
Yeah. John, what else can we do?
We could pray.
We could pray. We can tell others about Him. We can memorize Bible verses. And so listen, there's a lot of things we can't control, but we can control how much we want to give of ourselves to God. We want deep roots. Now, here's what else happens. So Jesus tells the story of the light under the basket, the mustard seed. I like that mustard seed one. It's a tiny, tiny seed. I've got a jar of them in my office. It's a tiny, tiny little bottle, but it produces, one tiny seed produces a plant that really outgrows itself. Hold on one second here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the mustard seed is a seed. It's a tiny little seed, but it far outgrows itself. It's kind of like tiny little hearts, where when God does something in our hearts, He grows us and He makes us more than we are. He's trying to make us like Jesus in terms of we want to live the way He lived, think the way He thought, talk the way He talked, love the way He loved, and live the way He lived. But my favorite part about this chapter is when those guys, all those disciples, are in the boat, and Jesus is in the boat, and there's a huge storm. Jeb, what happened in that story?
So they were afraid, and they woke up God, and God calmed the storm down. And He said, "Why were you guys afraid? Did you not have faith?"
Oh, so what can we do with that story? If he was asking them why they were afraid, why didn't they just trust in Him? Can we trust in Him?
Yes, sir.
So what kind of moments in our life should we be able to trust Him?
When we're afraid, don't feel safe, or anywhere weird.
Anywhere weird. That's a good summary. I like how this question is answered, where they come to Jesus and they say, "Don't you even care?" And He wakes up and He sends out the storm, and he gives peace. And the whole story is built to tell us this. Yes, he does care. He loves us, and he is going to take care of us. So let's keep reading Mark. We'll see you tomorrow in chapter number 5. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.